Alright, welcome back. My name's Jack. This is Jack Lee Golf. Today we are going to be looking at another swing video. So this has been sent to me by Tomislav Gaspar all the way from Austria. So thank you ever so much, Tommy, for sending me this swing video. Tommy has been complaining of big pulls and a lot of fat shots. So I'll pop his swings on screen now. What we're going to do, we're going to have a look at them. We're going to talk about how to get rid of those fat shots, get rid of those pulls, and hopefully offer him a bit of help to improve his golf going forward. Let's get into it. Let's get out there. Right then, so first things first, you will notice as Tommy takes his backswing, the club face is turned quite considerably down to the ground. This will more than likely cause a club face to be closed to a path, which I think is contributing to his pulls. I'm not sure if they're going to be, I'm not sure if they actually are pulls. They might be more pull hooks. Definitely, I think we're going to see a right to left curvature in ball flight. And then one thing that kind of Tommy does as a reaction to square that club face up at the end is we get the big protruding left elbow. You can see that exiting in his release. So we'll be looking at hopefully changing the orientation of that club face to reduce the curvature from right to left to stop that ball finishing left of target. And the other thing that he complains about is a lot of fats. Now if we look at the face on view, we see a little bit of funkiness in setup. We see creases of the arms kind of pointing more straight out towards that way, whereas I like them to hang more naturally at about 45 degrees as opposed to, we'll say that's 90, that's 0 and that's more 45. So there's a little bit of funkiness there. But when it comes to the excessive fatting, I've got a feeling that if we were to get Tommy on a launch monitor, we may see excessive angle of attacks in the downward direction. So we'll have a couple of drills in place to play around with that angle of attack to make sure he's controlling his low point appropriately and hopefully change that angle of attack so it's not as severely down, so we don't see depth of divots like we see in Tommy's instance as well, because I do think as well as hitting it slightly behind the ball, depth of divot might be a bit of a problem as well. They might be getting a little bit too deep. So without further ado, let's head over to our practice ground and implement those ideas to stop the left shots and to stop the fats. Right then mate, first things first, let's see if we can manage that club face a little bit differently, stop it from closing down excessively and causing you to miss most of your shots to the left. So we see a lot of excessive turning down of that club face in the backswing. That's causing it to get into a closed position straight off the bat. So what I want you to do, just as a simple takeaway drill, feel as though it's getting more toe in the air. Hopefully, ideally, if we can get it to a position that's about 45 degrees pointing down to the ground, somewhere matching our spine angle, that'd be perfect. But for you to have the feeling as though it's turning more open on the way back will be ideal at this point, and not turning down as close as what it currently is. One thing that we have to think about though, considering your release, which is one where the left elbow protrudes in an attempt to get that club face square again from being in a closed position to start with, this is something that we're going to have to manage, because if we're controlling club face, meaning that it's more neutral slash open on the way back, if we're still producing that kind of follow through, we're going to get it going way to the right. So it's kind of a two-part fix, this one. So what you're going to need to feel, if we're getting it into a more neutral slash slightly open position halfway of the backswing, as we're coming into impact, I want you to feel as though right hand is working more over and we're getting into a more neutral release position as opposed to the left elbow flying out and us trying to add a bit of loft and keep that club face square. So instead of getting it from being closed to then open, I'd almost want you to feel as though we're getting it open to more close. So in that release position, I'm feeling left elbow more tipped in towards my body and not protruding and flying out that way, and I'm feeling right palm working more on top and going that way as opposed to it flying out and going there. So instead of twisted down and then having to keep that club face open to get it back onto target, I want you to feel as though now that toes twisted to the sky, first parallel, and then from there we're getting into a slightly better release position where we're allowing that club face to close naturally. Let's give it a go. I'll take that one every day of the week. Right then Tommy, so now we've hopefully changed those club face orientation ideas to help you control it a little bit better. The second problem that we need to fix is the, I think, amount of downward hitting on the angle of attack, which is causing a lot of fat shots, I do believe, and some very deep divots even when you do strike it quite well. So here's a brilliant drill for you. Variable tee heights. We've got almost like a driver tee height, a 3-wood tee height and an iron tee height, and what I want you to do is to try and hit all these three out of the middle of the club face. So if we were to produce your kind of natural angle of attack, especially to this first one, the driver tee height, we would see it go down. We may hit the tee, we might even miss the ball, but we definitely get a strike that's extremely high on the face. So in order to change how much downward hitting, by teeing it up, hopefully it's encouraging a more neutral angle of attack, a bit more of a sweeping feeling, especially for yourself. and hopefully that'll get you taking shallower divots and hopefully controlling that low point a little bit better. Let's give these a go. So we'll go in this order, we'll go tall, middle, and then iron. So just clipping it off the top, nice and steady. No divots, feel as though it's more of an ascending blow instead of a descending blow. 3 wood tee out now, same again, just clipping it off the top. Nice, strike that one. And then lastly, when we come to the iron tee, still feeling as though we're not really digging down into it, just as though we're clipping it off the top. And then hopefully that will help you control your low point, stop those fat shots, and shallow out that divot. Just like that, hopefully. Right then, Tommy, so like I said earlier, thanks ever so much for getting in touch. Please try and implement these couple of drills that I've given you. Let me know if you have any success with these drills. If anyone else would like me to have a look at their swing to hopefully help them with a few swing ideas, please feel free to send me your swing videos. I need face on and I need down the line, and also evidence of what bad shots you are hitting currently. Send those to jacklee95@gmail.com and I'll be able to help you with those as soon as I possibly can. So, if you've liked this video, please like, share and subscribe. Till next time, thanks for watching. Cheers.